For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their own automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right, I'm loving the tunes. Yes, I am. Brings back the memories. Driver's seat. Hopefully that spurs somebody else there as well. Hey, welcome everyone to the one and only Crash Course Radio. Crash Course. With me, of course, your humble host, Peter Crouch. As always, getting behind this mic every Tuesday afternoon, doing what I love to do, which is talking to the folks. All right, and hopefully giving everybody some information they need and can use. You know the mantra by now, if you've been listening to us, right? We're giving you information and knowledge you need and can use. And, of course, advice you can trust. And that is very true. And we are the voice, without a doubt, the voice of the Long Island privately owned and operated auto body industry, as well as the voice of the consumer. I'd like to add that little ditty on there today. Why is that? Because I'm the only one talking to you guys, right? The folks, right? I get behind this mic and I explain things that you've probably never heard explained, probably never cared to hear explained, because a lot of it's not that exciting. But as we've talked about on the show through the months, it's not exciting, but it's stuff that does touch all of us, unfortunately, right? In some form or fashion, eventually, whether that be, God forbid, but I mean, statistically, it happens to most of us, an auto accident, and then it's always, oh my God, I don't know what to do. So, no longer we have to rely on, one source of information. Right now you have Crash Course Radio here every Tuesday afternoon. You tune in, you walk away scratching your head. Hey, I didn't think about that. I didn't know that. So some pretty cool stuff. And as I said a few months ago, we're always looking for ways to expand the show, expand the format. And I think we've been pushing ahead with that. We've been having some fun here on Crash Course, right, with some pretty cool questions of the day. And we're gonna kick that off today as well. All right. So, buckle up your belt buckles there. Here we go. Question of the day. All right. This is a lot easier. All right. My general manager here was scratching his head last week. He didn't like it. Thought the questions were a little too complicated. I said, I don't know. We got some smart listeners out there. And we do. And they're very smart. And they did call in and answer the question. I thought they were fun questions. Anyway, so maybe this one's a little more user-friendly here. So, I was a little surprised to see this. So hopefully everybody else out there will as well. So if a brave caller wants to be the first to call in here, the number is 631-451-1039. 631-451-1039. All right, brings you into the show to talk to little old me. And what the question of the day is simply this. All right, we all buy cars, all right? We're all buying cars and trucks and things like that eventually. Well, we have done it in the past. So, all right, again, I scratched my head on this one. I want somebody to call today and give me 4 features that we all look for on cars when we go to buy them. 4 features. Some of these features, I'm telling you right now, folks, because I was like scratching my head. Some of these features that some folks are going to tell us, believe it or not, are things that we really don't need or actually don't want to have. All right, I couldn't believe it. But they're very common, and they're things that all of us look for when we buy a car or truck. All right, so somebody call in and give me 4 features that you feel are very popular with the folks when they're looking to buy a car or a truck. And then I'll tell you if those are features that we really should be looking for to have in our cars and trucks. And it's really funny, too, when you hear why. Well, it's not funny, actually. It's just funny that, we don't think about it because they're things that, you scratch your head and you go, but I always wanted that. Oh, that's cool to have in my car or truck. All right, so... pretty sublime question of the day today. All right, we buy cars, we buy trucks. All right, so somebody call us up and let's hear from the folks. What's four things that you look for anyway? Let's put it like that when you're buying a car or truck. All right, and then I'll let you know I got my stack of stuff here today. All right, and I'll go through it. I think there's actually like 16 of these things that they took a look at. And there's a bunch of them that they just throw their hands up in the air and say, you really don't want those. All right, 631-451-1039, 631-451-1039. And we do give away cool stuff here. This is the North Pole all year long. All right, we do like to give away free stuff, not just at Christmas. Santa Claus is always in the house here. Hey, and the folks that called in the past, I want to offer a hearty apology. All right, it's I've really been making a supreme effort. Unfortunately, I've had some personal issues there, family sort. All right, but those should be forthcoming by this weekend. All right, so sit tight, folks. All right, anyway, welcome to the show, Crash Course Radio. All right, the first of its kind, the one and only radio show dedicated to supporting and promoting the privately owned and operated auto body industry here across Long Island, and most importantly, educating the folks about things related to insurance, auto body, collision, and also insurance brokers, insurance products. All right, so if you want to be part of the show, 631-451-1039, whatever's on your mind. All right, this is a multi-conventional use show. You want to call us up and give us your opinion on a whole host of things, we'll be more than happy to oblige. Hey, I got a lot to unpack here, though. A lot to unpack today, all right? Some of it on a personal note and others on a professional. And the professional overlaps the personal experience stuff that's been going on. So one of the things I want to touch on today is a thing called certificate of repair. We're going to get to that. I'm just kind of setting the table here, as they like to say in fancy speak. Certificate of repair, right? So this is a necessary, required form that we all have to fill out. All right, body shops have to complete. There's a section for us to complete. All right, this is when you have a first-party claim. In other words, when you file a claim with your insurance company. Not if you're putting a claim in against somebody else for damages they did to you. But folks, this form is very, very important. All right, and we just had an incident at my shop, V&J Auto Body, all right, where I work every day. Remember I told you I'm not just a talking head or some academic. I'm actually a guy that's got both feet in the fire, so to speak, and I'm living this and working this day in and day out. All right, and this was an incident that just happened. It caused a major, major problem for this person, for this customer. And conversely, a major issue for us, right? The body shop. I'm trying to get this guy's car fixed, and there's a major hurdle to overcome here, and it all centered around a certificate of automobile repair. Most of us have never heard about it. Right? If you've never filed an insurance claim, who cares? I could care less if it's a certificate of this, certificate of that. But unfortunately, insurance companies are very blasé about it. Right? If you're lucky, your insurance company will leave this with the body shop. Right? So they go down there, they look at your car, they negotiate the damage, they get an agreed price, they give the guy the estimate, the shop the estimate, and they say, and here's a certificate of repair. Great. That doesn't happen a lot, though, folks. All right? Most of the time, it's going to get mailed to the insured. All right? You. That's you and me when we put a claim in. All right? And there's two things going on there when that happens. One, they're mailing that out, and they're not educating you, right? I'm doing that now. I'm educating you. That's because I was an insurance professional, okay? And I had to deal with this, right? I told you I was a professional that handled claims, as well as I'm a licensed adjuster. And I saw this firsthand when I was handling claims. And now I see it on the body shop side. It's it's worse over here, right? Because of what I said just happened. This poor fellow comes, he's got his car all busted up. I'm trying to fix it, and now because of the certificate of repair, they're holding up the whole shebang. All right. So if you're fortunate, there is an insurance company that's very proactive like that. They leave an estimate. I'm not going to mention them because we're not advertising for them. They got enough money to do that on their own. But they're very proactive, and they'll generally leave that certificate of repair with the body shop, and that's great, right? At least it's 50% of the battle. But most of them aren't going to do that, folks. They're going to mail it out to you. And if you're lucky, and this is with a capital L today, all right, because there just isn't a lot of good fortune out there when it comes to common sense and people understanding exactly what their responsibilities are in the job capacity that they find themselves in, especially in the insurance industry. But if you're fortunate enough, they mention it a little bit, and maybe you remember. Usually it's just going to come to you in an envelope. and you're probably going to throw it out, or you're going to throw it on the nightstand somewhere. All right, and that's going to be to your detriment. Okay, and when we come back from the break, I'll explain why that's going to be to your detriment, because that's what happened to this poor old fellow. But thanks to me, because I'm a professional and I work at V&J. By the way, one of Collision Service Network body shops. Another reason why you want to go there and choose one of our shops, right? Because you get somebody like me, and if you get in this pickle, I'm going to get you out. So when we come back on the other side of the break, I'm going to tell you point blank why that's to your detriment if you don't fill out that form and return it. See you on the other side of the break. All right, there it is, driver's seat, right? That's what we are, driver's seat. I love that tune. Brings back a lot of great memories. I hope it does for a lot of other folks out there. If not, check it out. I think it's from a group called Sniffin' Tears. It was a one-hit wonder, but it was a chart topper for them. I think it was up there in 3 weeks, number one. I had the 45. I used to collect 45s. Anybody remember that? Pretty funny, right? All right, so I'm dating myself. All right, welcome back, everyone. The Crash Course. Peter Crouch, your humble host. All right, having more fun than should be legally allowed here, as we always do. 631-451-1039. All right, if you want to be part of the show, you got something to say, something's on your mind. Hey, folks, seriously, though, if you're involved with the insurance company, if you're filing a claim right now, if you're, if you're in the middle, or you think, or you have to, right? Maybe you had an incident. You want a little insight, advice, it's free. Give us a call, and I'd love to, make sure, help you get set on the right track. All right, point you in the right direction, and, set aside any of your fears or concerns. As I've said in the past, if you haven't been involved in that, all right, I hope you haven't, all right, but most of us at some point will. It can be very daunting, all right, very complex, a little overwhelming, especially, God forbid, if somebody got injured or God forbid, you injured somebody. There's a lot of moving parts, right, when you got to get involved with the insurance company, and then you have the emotional aspect of it, right? You're all upset. So, it's not something that, that you should take lightly. It's and unfortunately today, and I say that today because I really think it's more significant than ever before. All right, with respect to misinformation and stuff like that. And I would even say disinformation. All right, what do I mean by disinformation? Well, you have people today who will tell you things, right, knowingly that they're false, right, to mislead you. And they're going to mislead you to what? Because they want you to do something or perform something that's going to benefit them. All right, and when we're talking about when it's involving insurance and the body shops, most commonly, that would be you talking to your insurance company and then promoting their direct repair program, which is a big no-no. All right? Not a big no-no for them to promote it, but it's a big no-no for them to use disinformation. All right? And the disinformation is when they're telling you, if you don't do this, we're not going to have a guy out there for weeks. All right? Or, if you take it over to, Tricky Dick's Auto Body, I don't know, that guy might not want to warranty everything. And all these things, of course, are falsehoods, all right? And that's disinformation, all right? And that's bad, all right? And then you have the misinformation, which is just rampant, all right? These are just individuals that, for whatever reason, they just haven't been properly educated. They're not fully aware what it is expected of them. And that has its own frustrations to deal with, right? I mean, that this person is not saying the right thing or doing the right thing or performing their job as expected. And it's frustrating, right? But that's something that's sometimes not the result of those people, right? They're just not as, I don't think so anyway. I spent 30 years in the industry, and I was very well trained in all aspects of whatever job I was involved in, whether it was handling the claim or, inspecting the damages on the vehicle. I just don't think that these folks get that kind of, they get that kind of, they get that kind of backing, and of course that just becomes a headache for us. All right. So, that's why it's very important that, when we talk about the thing about information, disinformation, all right, knowing who you're talking to and what you're talking about, and when you file an insurance claim, all right? So seriously, if that's going on, all right, and you got that going on, or a family member's got that going on, give us a call here, 631-451-1039, and I can help you out, all right? Advice is free, as we always say. All right, so at the end of the last segment, all right, I hit you with a little thing called the Certificate of Repair, and it's a very, very important form, folks. Okay, very, very important. All right, and we had an incident in my shop where we have a car, and we're currently fixing the car now, thanks to me. not to pat myself on the back, but I talked about this at length, folks. If you end up at the wrong body shop today, all right, what happened to this fellow? Okay, this guy could become a real bad situation. Well, it was a bad situation, but it could have worked out the wrong way. Let's just leave it at that. All right, but where this began and ended was with the certificate of repair. All right, and at the end of the show, at the end of the segment, I said to you, when we come back, I'm going to tell you why. If you don't fill that out and send it back, it's to your detriment. Well, guess what? This individual didn't do that. He didn't fill it out. All right, I don't know why. Maybe he forgot. Maybe his wife threw it up on the bookshelf somewhere. Maybe he threw it in the garbage, right? Who knows? It just comes as a thing from the insurance company, and we don't need that. The claim's over. Hold on. We got Steve on the line from West Babylon. I think Steve's on the Steve. Welcome to the show. Welcome to Crash Course Radio. Are you going to take a crack at the question of the day?
Yeah. I think I have an idea. So these are the 4 questions, the 4 things that people look for.
Yeah. So, when you're out there looking for your new car or your used car or your used truck, right? There's always things people are looking for, they want in the car. So there's a bunch of them, but give us 4 features that you think are very common that people want to see in their car or their truck.
Well, the 4 things I'm going to want to see is automatic transmission.
All right, we'll give you that. There's one. You got 3 more. 3 more. Come on, let's go. Let's see if Steve can get 3. Get 3 more here.
I'm thinking because I'm going to want something different in a used car than a new car. Because I know a new car is going to come with a lot of stuff,
Well, the new car might give you a little flexibility to get those items added, right? Used car is just going to be what it is. But go ahead, give us 3 more, Steve.
Yeah, unless you're buying a Jeep, because Jeeps come, basically taken apart. You got to add everything into a Jeep.
That's true.
What am I going to want? What am I going to want to know? I'm going to want to know run flat tires. Definitely, those are the best. Run flat tires.
Well, we're gonna have to give Steve a big X on that one. That's not. All right, hey, listen, you hear that, folks? We're getting a little bit of a budget here. We're getting real sound effects. All right, Steve, that's a big no on that one. Give us
tires.
What's that? Run flat? Run flat tires are a great feature, but they're not. They're not something that the public looks for in cars. Believe it or not. Not according.
I know. Whether the car takes regular or premium.
Let's hear that buzzer again. There we go, Steve. I'm sorry, man. This is not looking good, Steve. You got one more. You got one more to go, though. If you get this one,
that's a huge one.
Nah.
But the difference in gas price between the 2 of them.
Yeah, well, you know what, Steve? Listen, this is coming out of Car Buyer magazine, and apparently that's not one of the features that people look for.
All right.
You got one more. Give it a crack. You're on a roll here.
It's got to be like Apple Play or Sirius or XM, satellite radio.
That is not one either. There's that sound effect. I love it. I tell you. Steve, you started out good, Steve. You started out good, but you finished kind of flat.
Well, my car will be the nicest car on the road because I'm going to have run flat tires, Apple Play, XM, and it's going to take premium gas. I have the best car on the street.
All right. Well, sounds like you would to me, but it's always in the eye of the beholder, right? I mean, everything is a personal taste. Steve, I want to thank you for participating today and calling into the show. All right, if you hang on the line, my engineer will be happy to take your vitals down, and we'll get you something nice out there. Thanks a lot, Steve, for calling in. Hey, folks, what can I tell you, right? We're always having a gas here at Crash Course Radio. And Steve gave it a crack, and we had a lot of fun there. But believe it or not, of those 4 features, only one was in the list. All right, there's 16 of them, and that wasn't one of them. Again, I didn't take the survey. I didn't make it up. And like I said, I was scratching my head too. All right, so let's get somebody else who's brave enough to take a shot at it. We're looking for 4 features. All right, options. You look at a car, you get excited. It's got this, it's got that. Well, what is 4 options that you think are very popular that most people look for when they're looking at a new car or a used car, just that you're not going to have the flexibility to change things up. 631-451-1039. We want to get you out something real nice, including a little gift card to Dunkin' Donuts, courtesy of Crash Course Radio. All right, so we're in the 50 seconds here, and the segment's going to time out. There's the song. Love it. There it is. Queued up that music. Driver's seat. All right, we know about the driver's seat on Long Island. All right, if we don't have a car, we can't get anywhere. It can't exist. Seems like we're always in the driver's seat. All right, when we come back, we're going to continue the conversation, finish it up about certificate of repair. All right, I'll see everybody on the other side of the break. For over 35 years, the Cacciatore family has provided state-of-the-art auto collision repairs. V&J Auto Body is not only certified to repair all makes and models, V&J is one of the few auto body repair shops certified by Tesla to repair and recalibrate their automobiles, as well as other electric and hybrid vehicles. Detailed repairs combined with award-winning concierge service makes V&J the only choice for your collision repair needs. V&J will pick up your automobile wherever on Long Island you are, provide you with a rental, and deliver your vehicle when the job is complete. Too good to be true? Visit VJAutobody.com. That's VJAutobody.com. Come over and meet the crew. VJ Auto Body's 2 state-of-the-art facilities are equipped with the latest technologies in auto repair. Let V&J communicate with your insurance company for you and deliver back to you a detailed, perfectly repaired vehicle. Contact V&J Auto Body by visiting VJAutobody.com or call 631-226-0070. That's 631-226-0070. All right, there it is, driver's seat. You know, that's in connection there with us expanding the theme of the show, right? Change. Not all change is good, but I think some of the changes we're making here are good. That's a great song coming into spring and summer, right? Brings back a lot of good memories for me. Driver's seat, great tune. All right, folks, welcome back to the continuing show here, Crash Course Radio, with Peter Crouch, me, your humble host. All right, we were talking about certificate of repair, all right, and I kind of deviate a little bit here and there, and we also had a caller. All right, thank you, caller, Steve from West Babylon. Appreciate it, Steve, taking a shot at that. Hey, 631-451-1039. All right, get you in here with little old me. All right, if you got something on your mind, especially if it pertains to insurance or auto body collision or insurance products, please reach out to me. Advice is free. All right, that's what we're all about. We've helped many individuals, right, through Collision Services Network, collisionservicenetwork.com. The one place you need to be when what you need is a reliable and technically, reliable shop, body shop, and of course, advice you can trust. All right. I'm going to do some house cleaning stuff in the last segment, all right, pertaining to collisionservicenetwork.com. All right. Of course, if you've been following us here, you know that I am the owner and creator of collisionservicenetwork.com. It is a network dedicated to, all right, promoting and supporting the privately owned and operated auto body industry. But more importantly, it's also a source of unbiased information, all right, for you folks out there. And of course, that's where you can go to find an amazing auto body collision repair facility. All right, these folks are going to fix your car the way you want to, not the way the insurance company does. All right, they have the professional staff there, the educated and highly trained technicians, and of course the required equipment. And many of them have advanced certifications, like the shop that I work at. All right, and all this stuff combined goes to making sure that you have the best experience possible, and of course the best outcome, and that your car is going to be fixed in accordance with industry standards, and not worry about some insurance companies' miscellaneous concerns. All right, important stuff, and that's what we do here at Crash Course Radio. So I want to get right to it. Certificate of automobile repair. Let me just say, very important. All right, I started at the show talking about it. I'm trying to kind of tie it all in here. I had the individual at my shop. They didn't fill it out. They had an accident a year ago. Came to me with another accident. Well, guess what? Car was hit in almost the same spot. Not exactly, but it threw up red flags with the insurance company enough that they wanted to just look into it. Well, when they looked into it, they found out that this guy never returned the certificate of repair from a year ago. Now, folks, when you don't do that, okay, bad things can happen. All right, if you don't get your car repaired, all right, you don't have to, but you still have to let the insurance company know that. All right, now if you get in another accident, whether it's a week later or a year later, and a collision happens in that same spot, or a tree falls on your car in the same spot, and you didn't get that damage repaired or replaced from the last claim, they're going to deduct that. So, let's say you had two doors that were damaged a year ago. You took the money and ran. You didn't get anything fixed. And now some guy drives into the side of your car. And guess what? You need the doors again. No problem. They're going to write you a set of doors, but they're going to deduct for the set of doors that they paid you for the last time. I know it sucks. It doesn't sound fair, but that's the way it is. All right. It's called related prior damage. All right. It doesn't happen that often, thank God, but when it does, it can be very, very upsetting. I mean, understandably, and can really be financially stressful, right? So this individual, right, found himself in that exact position. Now, thanks to him having come to V&J Auto Body, all right, he was able to avail himself of me. All right. I know that sounds funny, but in all seriousness, no. Again, 30 years in the industry, right, and on all sides of the claims. And so I had a lot of experience to bring to bear, and I was able to facilitate a positive outcome for him. Right? Not only were we able to get the certificate recovered, get it filled out from the original shop, get it returned to the insurance company, get that shop to supply the insurance company with a detailed invoice showing exactly what he did, but also, all right, I was also able to get in the ring there with management at this insurance company, which was fighting him on still wanting to pay for it, by making sure that they understood exactly what the regulation and New York State insurance law was saying. And even the managers at this place were not able to articulate what was expected of them with respect to that, all right? I was able to make sure that this was a positive outcome for this guy. They turned around and they notified us yesterday they were going to be paying 100% of the claim. So, again, a lot of takeaways here, right? Number one, certificate of repair must be filled out. Is it the responsibility of the shop? Generally, yeah. All right. New York State stipulates all body shops must complete this form, send it back. All right. They can either check off box A or B. Checking off box A says, hey, I fixed it as per the insurance estimate. Most guys will never do that because they're fixing the car as per you. All right. So they check off box B. Problem is they're supposed to send an itemized invoice showing exactly what they did to that car. All right, in some instances, they may have to send supports like invoices for parts and things like that. All right, so it's generally the responsibility of the body shop. But guess what, folks? There's a section for you to fill out, the insured. Now, again, this is on claims that you file with your insurance company. It has nothing to do if you're filing for damage against somebody. All right, but there is a section that you have to complete saying, hey, I, Mr. Smith, certify that I got my car fixed. You got to sign that. And it's got to get sent back to the insurance company. It's very important, folks. If this form is not found on file, and you have another loss, you can find yourself in a lot of in a very bad way. All right, and if you don't get somebody like me, all right, backing you up, all right, that's able to articulate exactly what is meant in the regulation and the New York State insurance law and what the real responsibility is, and explain all that, you're going to probably be found almost like this guy would have been. We're not paying for it. So in this case here, he had suspension damage to the back of his car. The insurance company had actually convinced themselves that this guy was driving this car for a year. All right. Now, granted, the wheel wasn't ripped off, but most of us aren't going to drive a car where the wheel is rubbing on the wheel well, right? Because something's bent in the suspension. But they were convincing themselves that he did. And because the shop didn't supply the certificate and the insured never sent it back signed, they were saying to themselves, well, it looks like the same thing. The old, it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, it's got to be a duck. And it wasn't, all right? And when I was able to investigate this and get copies of the original estimate and look at the points of impact, I was able to take all this together and articulate, a case where the insurance companies eventually turned around and said, I'm right, we should be paying 100% of this claim. All right, so very important, certificate of repair. I'm going to read to you exactly what the certificate of repair is. It's a New York State Department of Insurance form that must be completed by you and your repair facility after repairs are completed. There is a section for you, the insured, to complete, which confirms you utilized the money to have your vehicle repaired or to indicate you did not and kept the money. The other section is completed by the body shop and indicates that the repairs were made as per the insurance company estimate, or if not, then as per an attached itemized invoice from the body shop stating how he repaired your vehicle. The completed copy is mailed back to the insurance company and New York State. That's it. It's black and white. Okay. Again, it's not saying, and this is where I won the argument too, folks. It's not saying that form has to be sent back indicating that you repaired your car as per their. No. It just says you repaired the car. Okay? After that, that's up to you and your shop how you want to repair it. It's not the insurance company's concern. All right? Their responsibility is to pay claims, not to worry about whether you had the door put on, the fender put on. It needed a fender, it needed a door, it needed a wheel. We wrote it. Good luck. All right? So remember, certificate of automobile repair must be returned, signed by you and your shop. All right? It is imprudent upon you as well. Most insurance companies are going to mail this to you, not the shop. So make sure you're aware of that. And then when that comes, you give it to your body shop and say, hey, I filled out my part. You got to fill this out for me. Otherwise, I'm going to get screwed in the future. All right? In fact, I'd make them fill it out and then I'd mail it. All right. That's probably the quickest segment that we've had in a long time here. All right. A little long in the tooth, but very important stuff, folks. All right. When we come back, we're going to take one more crack at the question of the day. And I got some house cleaning things.
Come walk me. Gonna dance the day away. Jenny was sweet. She always smiled for the people she meet on trouble and strife.
All right, and we are back. Crash Course Radio, welcome to the show. In the final segment here. All right, this is Peter Krause, your humble host. Also the owner and creator of CollisionServiceNetwork.com, CollisionServiceNetwork.com. All right, the only place you're going to find all the information and knowledge you need, all right, and can use, and advice you can trust. All right, as well, most importantly, significantly, you can find an amazing network auto body and collision repair facility, personal injury attorneys, or an amazing auto insurance broker, right? Private independent broker. I'm going to get to that in a second here too when I said about house cleaning. Okay, so I hope everybody got a little something out of that today. All right, I got a little long in the tooth there, trying to stretch, trying to bring it all together with the certificate of auto repeal. The bottom line, folks, is it's a very, very important form. I can't stress it enough. And it, unfortunately, every insurance company kind of tweaks how they handle that. Like I said, there's one company I know it's very good at actually leaving it with the estimate or emailing it with the estimate. Most of them don't do that. The file rep, claim rep will mail it out, and when it gets mailed out, it can be the middle of the claim process, the end of the claim process. I mean, good luck. But you need to be very judicious with that. Okay, as I said, right? You need to make sure, bring it to your shop and make sure he fills it out in front of you. And then I would even take and say, I'm good. I'm going to mail it myself. All right. This way it's back. It's with the insurance company. It's filed with New York State and everything's good. All right. Hey, doing what we do best here, frustrating the heck out of the insurance guys with one arm tied behind my back. I don't know what to tell you. It's raw talent. It must be on loan from God. And that is a quote from my dear friend, Rush Limbaugh. All right. Peace to Rush. It's not an authentic line that I came up with myself. Hey, folks, listen, 631-451-1039. If somebody wants to take a crack at the question of the day, we like to give away free stuff here. Got a nice gift card to Dunkin' Donuts and some other cool stuff here, brand stuff, shirts, and yada. Question of the day, of course, was and is, all right, name 4 features, options, that you think most people are going to look for when they go to buy a used or a new car. All right, there's 16 of them that I was availed to through a publication called Car Reader Magazine. All right, first time I ever looked at it, Car Reader Magazine. It was pretty interesting. Had me scratching my head because a few of them I have in my own truck, and I thought were cool, but apparently they're not, and you shouldn't actually even go out of your way to have them. All right, so 4 features that you think most people are going to look for or want in their truck or car. 631-451-1039. We'll get you something else nice. It's about 6 minutes left. Let's do a little house cleaning. What do I mean by that? Well, got a lot happening over here at collisionservicenetwork.com, and unfortunately, not a lot of it good. All right, so if you've been following the show, you know that I've been indicating that we were under contract with a new company to update and refurbish the website, make it more interactive, bring it up to speed a little bit, more user friendly for you folks out there. Call to action buttons, yada yada, all this good stuff. Well, apparently, it's come to my attention that the company that we went to contract with is, let's just say, they're in the business of fraud. Okay, so unfortunately, they've captured the web page, and so if you go there, you're going to see a little triangle with a funny face saying it's under construction. All right, I really deeply apologize. This has been very, very upsetting, to say the least, to me. All right, but have no fear. The the remedy is already in progress. All right, so we've gotten with another company, and they are already working at all speed to bring this back online again. All right. But if you need to reach us, 631-452-2569. 631-452-2569. Write that number down. And, of course, you can always reach me on Instagram. All right. Instagram, we have a very interactive page there. And Facebook. All right. Again, you can reach us through Facebook, Instagram. There's a lot of information there, both those places as well. All right, 631-452-2569. All right, that's the Collision Service Network direct line. You'll get me. All right, and if you need help with anything, whether you're in a predicament, you just got in an accident, you don't know where to bring your car, or you need help, you need advice, please call me. All right, I can't stress enough. You call me. We help Patricia out in Center Reach. I was down in Florida. I took the call, and I was able to help Patricia, and I put her in contact with one of our amazing network partners. She was thrilled. It worked out great. She had an amazing experience. Her car was fixed amazingly, and she couldn't say enough good things about everything. All right, and we've helped hundreds. We've helped I don't know how many people on the phone with claims problems. All right, I've said this before, with liability issues with the insurance company and various other things, mechanical issues. So reach out to us. All right, we are there for the folks. 631-452-2569. And just sit tight. All right, we are working at all speed here to remedy the situation. Unfortunately, I'm sure a lot of people hear this. There's just a lot of this nonsense. People that are just no good. Apparently today, it seems to be the forte. Right, they want to hit and run, make the fast buck. Rip people off and then get out of town. So, but like I said, we're remedying that, and they're going to be hearing from us very shortly. All right, and not with a bullhorn either. It's going to be more like a legal form. All right, 631-451-1039. You want to take a crack at the question? You want to have a little fun so we can get you out something cool? All right, so four features, options that you would think that most of the folks would be looking for on their cars. All right, and we had Steve from West Babylon call, and Steve was brave enough. He took a shot at it, but he only hit on one. So but if you get the four, that puts you in the prize bucket. All right. All right. So we got about 3 minutes and 30 seconds. The certificate of repair, big thing. Oh, house cleaning, folks. So on a personal note, also, as you know, if you've been listening to the show, I myself was involved in a moderately severe traffic accident. A lot of moving parts with that. I don't want to go into too many details. It's not really a very advisable thing to do, to talk about your case and everything. But there were a few things that happened within the scope of that, that we spoke about here. I've had an attorney, a couple of attorneys on, our personal injury attorneys to talk about it. This thing called uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage. Folks, I can't stress it enough. We're living on Long Island, there is an epidemic of this. All right, and what do I mean by that? People are driving around. All right, they are making a conscious decision to drive their cars and trucks and who knows what else, all right, without insurance or without enough insurance. All right, times are getting tough, folks, right? Things are going up. Inflation is still pretty high. Insurance companies have moved the premiums up, right? Just like everything else went up, they moved the premiums up. Things are tightening up. People are looking for ways to, split hairs with money. And unfortunately, a lot of times the first thing people do is they lower their minimums on insurance. It's going to save them a couple bucks here and there, but it's going to kill them if they get into a real situation. All right, so please, make sure you contact, whether it's your insurance agent, broker, whatever you have. All right, if you want to call one of our brokers, we have amazing DKM Risks. All right, you can call Lisa and her team up there in Hauppauge, DKM Risk Management. All right, they're great people. Lisa's been at this for 20-something years. She'll be more than happy to sit down with you and just go through your insurance. Remember I say about shopping your insurance, but I really, like I said, this is on a personal note here, all right? You really need to look at this. Look at your UMI insurance, underinsured, uninsured motorist coverage. And please, make sure that you're paying for the highest amount of coverage that you can afford. All right? Because, God forbid you get hit by somebody and you're injured and you find out they got the minimum. All right? And you don't have anything, or you have minimum on yours, you're in trouble, folks. You got nowhere to go. And forget about this fairy tale nonsense where I'm going to sue them and I'm going to get that ain't happening. All right? And if it happens, it's going to be years of litigation, which will only end up with liens placed against their assets, and they'll never sell them, and you'll never get anything. All right? So everybody do that. That's a homework assignment. Homework assignment from Crash Course Radio. All right? All right. Check your insurance. Remember, shop your insurance. Check your UMI, uninsured, underinsured. Make sure you have the coverage and you have as much as you can afford. Folks, it was fun. All right, and everybody have a great week. Looks like spring is on a hiatus here for a little bit. Hopefully it makes a comeback. All right, and we will see everybody back here next Tuesday.